Hi class, in this video I am going to show you how to do research on the library's website. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and click on modules. Obviously you can find the library's website by going to dacc.nmsu.edu and then clicking on the library tab, but I'm going to show you how to find it under our modules because I do have it linked under there. So once you go to the APA and Research Tools module, you will find it as the second link. The first link is to the DACC APA Citation Guide, which I have another video where I go over this. But for this video, we're going to go over how to find sources using the library. So if you click on that link, it'll take you automatically to the library's homepage. Now in this homepage, you're going to see that you have a search bar. So basically, if you use this search bar, this is going to search the entire library system at DACC and possibly even NMSU. Let's say your topic is minimum wage. You think that we should increase the minimum wage, then you can go ahead and type that. And then, of course, hit search. And it will go ahead and tell you all of the sources that contain information about minimum wage. So once you see the results, you have to go ahead and look and see what type of sources you are dealing with. For example, this one, it tells you that it's a book and it tells you where it's available. This one over here is a reference entry because it's an encyclopedia. Typically, you cannot check out references such as encyclopedias or almanacs or things like that. So if you do want to look at some of those, if you'd want to look at an encyclopedia, your best bet is to go to the actual library. So just keep that in mind that if you do want to look at a reference book, possibly the Espina and the East Mesa Library are going to be the ones that have encyclopedias, almanacs, and things like that. So as you can see, all of these are books, and most of them are available online, but as you can see, this one is only available at the Carlsbad Library General Collection. So let's say this is a book that you really want. What you can do is you can go ahead and go to your library, either at the Espina campus, the DACC Espina campus, or the East Mesa campus, and ask them to see if you can do interlibrary loan, which basically means that they can go ahead and request it for you. Interlibrary loan is also where maybe, and this is mostly done through the NMSU library, where you find that they might have a book at the UTEP library or at the University of Illinois library. So what you can do is you can fill out a form and they can get that book for you from that outside library so that you can check it out. That does take a while though, so if you are going to be doing interlibrary loan, it's best that you do it with plenty of time. So as you can see, most of these are books. Now, a lot of these are available online, but some of them are not. So if it is available at an actual library, like for example this one says it's available at the Las Cruces Branson Library Government Documents. Obviously you have to go ahead and go there because that you cannot check out. This one right here is not available online, but it's available at the Zool Library, so you can go ahead and check out the book there. So it's very important that not only do you look at what kind of source you found, such as the title, what kind of source it is, it's a book. Also look at the year to see if it's current, but also look at the location because this is going to tell you which library you need to go to. Now, because sometimes we take online classes, sometimes we don't have time to go to the library, I'm going to show you how to do research online so that you can get these sources online without actually having to go to the library. So the first thing I'm going to show you are ebooks. Now ebooks are exactly what they sound like. They're electronic books. So as you can see, the library has several databases that deal with electronic books. So you can go ahead and click on some of these. Obviously, they are divided into subject areas. So let's say you're writing an essay about careers, then obviously this would be the best database to use. If you're writing something that has to do with literature, obviously the Literary Reference Center is probably the database that you should visit. I'm going to show you EBSCO eBooks because this one is pretty general. It has books from all subjects. Now, if you are trying to log in from a computer that's not at the school or at a school computer lab, it's going to prompt you to sign in. So all you have to do is type in your NMSU username. Now, keep in mind that you only have to log in if you are using your home computer or if you are away from the campus. If you're at a campus computer, it's not going to ask you to log in and it'll immediately take you to this home page once you click on EBSCO host ebooks. But if you are at a home computer, you're going to log in and then it'll take you here. So once you are on the home page, you can go ahead and enter your search term. So again, let's pretend we are writing about the minimum wage. And as you can see, a lot of these search terms are sort of like the computer guesses the search term for you. So you can go ahead and it actually gives you several options. For example, you can search for minimum wage or you can search for minimum wage increase. Over here we have minimum wage increase pros and cons, and then we have minimum wage increase effects in the US. So depending on your topic, you might find that the computer gives you several search keywords that you can use, keyword search terms. If your topic is not that common, then you might have trouble finding keyword search terms. But what I suggest is that you pick the most focused one in order to find the best sources that are relevant to your topic. So let's go ahead and go with minimum wage increase, and then you can go ahead and click on search. Now this is going to give you results of all the ebooks that are available here. So as you can see, we only have 2 videos and 2 results. Now this tends to happen whenever you have a very focused search term, just like we do here. So if you want more results, maybe try erasing the word increase and just search minimum wage and see if that actually gives you more results. And it kind of does, but again, as you can see, it gives you all the ebooks that are available. So we do have more sources here. So let's say you want to look at what does the minimum wage do, because you want to provide background information in your essay. So all you need to do is go ahead and click on the title of the book, and then it'll open the book for you. Now obviously you can go ahead and look at the book as a PDF full text, or you can go ahead and download the book if you'd like. And you have all the information here that you need. You also have the table of contents. So in order to view the book, what you want to go ahead and do is you want to go ahead and click on PDF full text. So if you know where you want to go, like let's say you want to look at wages and earnings, you just have to go ahead and click there and it'll take you to chapter 5. And you can scroll down, you can read, and you can just keep reading. Now, as you can see, the pages are listed for you, which is important. If you are going to quote from the book, you want to make sure that you make a note of what the page number is so that when you cite it in your actual essay, you can cite the correct page. Now, something else that you can do is you can go ahead and search within. So like, let's say you are looking for a specific a piece of information. Let's say you want to look at the word increase because you want to see what the effects are of increasing the minimum wage. So as you can see, this right here gives me results of every single page that contains the word increase. Now this is important because obviously we don't have time to read an entire book. You could possibly read several chapters of a book, but sometimes we don't have time to read the entire book. So if you're looking for a specific term that relates to your topic, it's really convenient to go ahead and do the search within, because it takes you to every single page that has that result or that word. So see, all of these pages have the word increase. So let's say you want to click here because you want to learn a little bit about the 2001 increase. You can go ahead and click there and it takes you to this table, and this could possibly be helpful for you because it contains data. Now let's say you decide to use this book. You can go ahead and click on Cite, and as you can see, the library cites it for you. All you have to do is find the correct citation style. So we are using APA, so it tells you how to cite it for you. Now, the reason the library tells you how to cite it is because they want you to cite it correctly so that you don't plagiarize. However, I suggest that you still double check it, because I have encountered sometimes where the information is listed in the wrong order. So in order to avoid citing something the wrong way, just make sure that you double check it with your citation guide instead of just copying and pasting this, because again, I've seen cases where they have the information in the wrong order. So now I am back at the home page for ebooks, and now I am going to show you how to search databases. So in order to go to the databases, you want to click on databases and then click on A through Z databases. And as you can see, there's a lot of them. They are organized by alphabetical order. So again, it's up to you which one you want to search through, because they all contain different types of information, and a lot of them are based on specific subject matters. For example, these deal with business. So if you're writing something related to business, then obviously you should use these. Then we also have some that are very specific. For example, culinary arts collection, criminal justice. Here we have the ebooks again. We also have the Encyclopedia Britannica online. So if you want to just go ahead and find some background information or define a term, you can obviously use the Encyclopedia Online. We have Fine Arts and Music Collection. So again, not all of these are going to pertain to your topic. I think the ones that are really relevant to the type of essays that we're doing in English 111 are these right here. For example, CQ Researcher. That one should have a variety of topics, and if you hover over the title, it gives you a description. So as you can see, for the CQ Researcher, it says covering today's most important issues and controversial subjects. So if you're writing an argumentative essay or some sort of editorial, you are dealing with controversial subjects, so that one might be a good one to look at. The one I'm going to show you is the opposing viewpoints, because that one also deals with controversial subjects. So, see, in the description tells you it deals with today's hottest social issues. So that one's also really good for English 111 because it deals with current issues that we are currently facing and that are controversial. So once you reach the home page, you can go ahead and enter your search term. But what I recommend is that you go to Browse Issues, because this will give you a long list of topics that they already have. Now, as you can see, these are updated pretty frequently. For example, reality television was recently updated. Automation in the workplace is a new topic that they recently added. So they add new topics and they update information. So I think that's why this is a really good database to use, because it has very current information. So let's say, so as you can see, these are all the topics that we are looking at that are part of the database. And for example, something like this, compensation for college athletes, that is a topic that has been going on for a long time. But again, it continues to evolve and it's still a controversial social issue. So they've updated information. So they've added new information. So you don't have to worry about, is the information I'm getting here the most up to date? Yes, it is. So if you continue to scroll down, let's say we are still writing about minimum wage. Let's say that's our topic. As you can see, they have a page devoted to that. And what's really great about this is that it gives you a variety of sources. And that's what you want to use whenever you are writing a research paper or an argumentative essay or an essay in general. You want to use a variety of sources. You don't want to use just websites. You don't want to use just books. You want to use a variety of sources. So here we have featured viewpoints. Basically what this does is it gives you both sides. So like for example, this one tells you that a higher minimum wage failed in California. So if you're against increasing the minimum wage, this one could help you. This one is obviously supporting the minimum wage, while this one is telling you that there's hidden cost, potential things we haven't thought about in raising the minimum wage. So maybe you want to look at this one for your opposition and rebuttal, because if you are for increasing the minimum wage, you might not really understand why people might be against it. So as you can see here, it breaks it down. It tells you who benefits, it tells you who loses, and it really does a good job of giving you an overview of the benefits and the cons, right? So that's something that you can possibly use. But if you want to look at other sources that are, for example, the academic journals are peer reviewed, so they are fairly credible because experts peer review each other when it comes to journal articles. So as you can see, there are 14 academic journals, 10 featured viewpoints. We also have 47 viewpoints. And this one is actually kind of interesting because it relates minimum wage to mental health. So again, a lot of these topics can work their way into other topics. So, if you're writing about something related to poverty and mental health, even coming to this page could possibly help you because you could possibly find information. So we also have 56 references. We have 12 videos, 188 audio. We have 267 magazine articles, and we have 3,060 newspaper articles. So, like I said, you really do have a variety of sources. We also have 14 statistics and 7 websites. And these websites are credible because they are linked by the library, which means that the library has checked them. So as you can see, this one's pretty current because the fight for $15 it's fairly new. It's a fairly new movement, so they have it linked there. They also have this article that talks about the minimum wage laws in the United States. Sorry, it's not an article. It's statistics and data. So, for example, if you want to look at the newspapers, you can go ahead and click there, and it'll take you to the list of the newspaper articles. And you can just go ahead and scroll through them and find information that you are looking for. So after you've clicked on an article, what you want to do is obviously you want to go ahead and read it. And if you prefer to listen to an article, you do have that option. It does allow you to listen to it, and you can also go ahead and change the font size if you want to make the font size bigger. Now also, this also helps you to cite it. So you can go ahead and click there. And this one is the MLA 8th edition. So we're using APA. So all you have to do is click on APA and it'll show you how to cite it. Again, you have to make sure that you double check with your citation guide because sometimes these are not correct. So you can go ahead and export the citation, or you can just go ahead and copy and paste it to your reference page. So as you can see, if we go back to the results, what's really great about using something like opposing viewpoints is that you literally found thousands of sources. As you can see right here, you have all of them. right? And just the fact that you found 3,000 newspaper articles in a matter of seconds is really helpful, because this means that you don't have to go on Google and search through all the newspapers. This automatically takes you to the newspaper articles that are relevant to your topic. So also keep in mind that maybe your topic is not on the list, right? Maybe your topic is a little bit more complex and you can't find it here. Well, one of the things that you can do is, for example, if you're writing about animal cruelty, that's not necessarily listed here, but you can look at animal experimentation. You can even look at animal rights. And we also have, I think we have something about GMOs, which are genetically modified foods. So again, maybe you are writing about farming and things like that. So you could possibly go to, I think they have food farming here. Food safety is something that could fall under that category if you're writing about genetically modified food, food labels, things like that. You could write about, you could definitely go ahead and look at food safety, because that has information that could potentially relate to your topic. So even as, like I said, if your topic is something like genetically modified foods, or should food have food labels, you can still go ahead and click on a related topic like food safety, because this one has information about foodborne foodborne illnesses. It also has some information on how animals are treated. So again, there's a lot of different information that you can find here. So if your topic is not listed, try to think about topics that relate. Think about issues that relate to your topic, right? Like, for example, we have poverty. That one relates to a lot of issues that we currently see. And we also have new topics, like I mentioned earlier. They have updated topics, but they also add new ones like cultural appropriation. They've also updated undocumented immigrants. So again, just it's a good idea to look at all of the issues and try to find how they relate to your own topic as well. So if we go back to the databases, like I said, there's a lot of them. I just showed you one because in the opposing viewpoints, you can go ahead and find a lot of information there. But in the library, you can also find a lot of information as well. So once you go back to the home page of the library, you will see that they have a tab that is for students. And once you click on that tab, it gives you some information about studying. And on the right-hand corner, again, it takes you to the links that we just went through. But it also tells you like the writing process, which is to develop a topic, locate information, things like that. So this is some good information that you can possibly go ahead and look at. And as you can see, it suggests opposing viewpoints and the CQ researcher to look for hot topics, which are the two that I mentioned. But also, it gives you access to citation guides. Now, in our class, we are using the APA style manual, but if you come across a class that asks you for MLA, you can go ahead and find the MLA citation guide here as well, and the Chicago manual style here. So definitely click through the library. Like I said, I just showed you how to find ebooks and how to navigate through opposing viewpoints. But there is a lot that the library has to offer, so definitely make sure that you look at the other ebook databases. Make sure that you look at other databases to see what kind of information they have to offer. And like I said, the whole point of doing research is to find information that's going to help support your paper, your main point, and that's also going to lend credibility. So in order to do that, you want to go ahead and find a variety of sources, and the best way to do that is to click and explore through the library's website. So if you have any questions, you can always go ahead and ask me, or you can also go ahead and contact a librarian or visit your local library as well. Here we just see the hours for East Mesa and Espina. Gadsden and Solon Park. I believe you can also go ahead and follow them on Twitter, or you can also contact them through email, telephone, and in person. So like I said, if you have any questions, please ask me or ask a librarian.